This is the story of a one-way love. I'm sure you've experienced the stinging pain of not being recruited. Maybe it was yesterday, maybe it was ages ago. In any case, you sure understand how so many books around the world feel about their authors. Welcome, Kobolds. Yes, this is what you're going to be called from now on when you choose to gravitate towards my pit of darkness. Kobolds are small, but very well able to make a difference. Kobolds are to darkness what a grain of sand is to the beach. They look like they don't matter, but we would have no beach without sand. So once again, welcome Kobolds in my pit of darkness. Suit yourselves. I hope you won't feel completely at ease, because that's what I'm here for, to make you slightly uncomfortable. Not too much, just a little bit. You may be wondering what the whole premise was about, and you are likely here in the hope of figuring out what the hell I meant when I said that books feel about their authors the same way you felt about that girl or boy or plant that once rejected you. Isn't that obvious? That's how you feel when you're reading a book and the author didn't care enough to make it worth the effort. I'm sure you know the feeling, and you have probably always wondered why some authors make you feel that betrayal. Like someone who brought you to a party where you don't know anyone and told you to wait at the entrance, without ever truly letting you in. It's not just frustrating, it's infuriating. So why does that happen? What's wrong with those authors? There are plenty of answers, one of which you already thought, and yes, some authors simply don't have it in them. They can point you to the story, but not quite lead you through it. Hey, that's human, let's not be too harsh on them. Yet, it's not always like that. You can see when a book is written by someone who's trying to wear clothes that do not fit. But what about when you have a strong feeling the outfit should fit, but it doesn't quite fit? That's not laziness. I cannot think of a single author emerging or best-selling who doesn't put enough effort into their own creations. But I could list plenty of authors who do not love their books the same way their books love them. Ha! That's shit again, right? Okay, let me tell you what I mean. Writers often forget they are first and foremost readers. Most writers are so concerned about their writing skills, their talent, their ability, that they completely forget how it feels to sit on the other side of the barricade. You will have heard 1,000 times that authors say they should write or they are writing for an ideal reader. If you read Stephen King's on writing, he literally says that his ideal reader is his wife. Let me do something I really enjoy doing and I rarely get a chance to do. I call bullshit. Oh, that feels so good. Don't get me wrong, I strongly and deeply admire writers like King, even if he's not my favorite, but rather one of those I most admire. I call out bullshit because if there is one thing authors like Terry Brooks, Umberto Eco, Jack White, Cecilia Randall, obviously Stephen King, and many others share, it's the ability to remember they are first and foremost readers. Yes, I know you heard plenty of times that writers should read, but what are we doing here? You are readers, not writers. Why would you fucking care what writers do except to figure out why it is so good or so bad? The moment where it's in your interest that a writer is first and foremost a reader is when he writes the way he wants to read. We all have preferences as readers. For example, I love info dumping. I hate show don't tell. I like authoritative tell, and I enjoy books where the writer throws in in his cents, like Mandoni when he wrote My 25 Readers in his The Betrothed. Let me be my Italian self for a moment. The original title is I Promessi Sposi. So yes, I think that a writer loves their books the very moment they write like they want to read, which means their ideal reader is themselves. Okay, I agree. It sounds freaking selfish, but you know what? The first time my aunt read one of my books, the first thing she said with eyes full of that rare feeling of being validated was that my book did not have those long, nasty, and boring descriptions she couldn't stand. That's the best thing a writer can hear, because that's what it means to write the way you want to read. It means validating and recognizing a huge group of readers who like to read the same way that writer likes to read. If you're still here, you're very likely feeling the stinging discomfort that lies at the basis of validation. You are likely realizing that there is someone out there who doesn't write to feel superior, but to share an experience with like-minded people. In my opinion, that's what makes a great writer, besides talent, ability, exercise, and experience, obviously. If you're feeling validated, it's because you're tired of reading stuff that isn't quite there where you would want to be. It's just roughly there. Maybe you enjoy love stories, but you're tired of happy endings. Maybe you enjoy a good grimdark fantasy, but damn, they all end well. Maybe you don't like stories that end because damn, life keeps going, even after the story you're reading, in this world and in that world. Maybe you're tired of stories that do not mirror real life, or maybe you want to escape real life, but still see your reality mirrored. See what I'm doing? That's the kind of reader I am, and that's the kind of writer I am. Sure, I don't have much stuff to sell you, honestly, because I only translated one of my books into English despite being a prolific writer in Italian. What happened to me was that I decided to write what I wanted to read, and boom, I don't fit in any genre. Hooray! I invented something many others before me did, but it doesn't have a category because it's too few of us. That shit can happen when authors are honest with themselves and write the way they want to read. It's a huge responsibility, and when you try to reach your external ideal reader, it becomes a nightmare. Because how the hell am I supposed to sell my latest saga to my Italian readers? King meets Martin, but it won't end well. Yep, that's roughly what I ended up writing. Some sort of love horror with Martin's structure and multiple characters. But things never go as they should, or you would expect them to go. It's frustrating, it's difficult, and many told me I should write what already exists, so I can sell it easily. But you know what? The world is full of mediocre writers who fill pages with what they think should be expected of them, rather than building their own narrative and poetics. What do you think about this?